Hi you guys, it's Mo here. I'm going to start a series called Guardian Academy. In this series, we're going to be discussing everything that has to do with the Crucible. I just feel like this would be something really fun, and if you enjoy it, please drop a like, comment, and if you love it, subscribe. You don't have to do any of these things. I don't really like asking for it, but just to remind y'all. But the point is, today's video is all about the first topic, and that is positioning. Map knowledge is something that every player eventually gains throughout playing the game. You do not need to sit down and go through different maps, studying them, because there are actually things, some trials recorders and some trials like stat trackers actually, I don't know who makes them, but somebody in the community actually makes maps, and I'll pull one up right here actually for Bannerfall, which is the map we're on right now. I'm actually on a callout called Stump, or in D1 Tree. You'll be hearing a lot of these things throughout the gameplay. Just understand that when you're playing this game, try to remember where exactly you're at, because remembering the map and again positioning is what will win you in the long run. So back here we have balcony, and there are two different types of balcony. If you're looking down into heavy from Stump, this is right balcony and this is left balcony. If you were to be on heavy, and you'll be looking right to left, right balcony and left balcony. These areas are obscure, right? You're not gonna find the most fights here, but there definitely are gonna be points that you're gonna be running away from somebody or being chased, trying to get back to your team. These are the part of the areas, part of the maps on any map that you kind of want to, I want to say play off of, but try to get it ingrained in your memory. Because these small areas, if you master them, you could beat somebody. Not a lot of people know that you could just have head glitches out here, because they never go out here. They're always focused on the the choke points, which is what in the middle of Mohawk or back in heavy. So going into choke points, this is long, or in the top left it'll actually show you the game given call out, which is Plaza. This, since D1, has been probably, and I would say the most notable choke point of them all. You can go down here with a sniper, get some picks off. You could come down here with team shot, get some picks off. What a choke point is just where clusters of either your teammates or enemies or just involvement within a match is going on. And sometimes they're situational, like when heavy spawns, this is going to be now a choke point for enemies or your teammates. When it's not here, unless you're trying to rotate around the map, that's the only time you're going to be actually in there. Another place could be right to the left or right of Mohawk, which is this structure right here. These two big areas are really great for going back into both the spawns, because the spawns would be back there and back there. So you have top right, top left door. Again, these always correspond to which area you're looking at. If you're looking out of heavy, you're going to be right, left. Looking from back of Stump, right, left. So, I know that kind of sounds a little scrambled, but let me sum it up for you. Map knowledge, again, is just going to come with playing the game. You're not going to understand it the first time. Nobody does. If you do, then you're just a god. If you can walk into a fresh map and on the first life, or the first couple of lives, master the map, then good on you. Jesus Christ, you need to go pro. The thing is, you need to play it. You need to play it, die, do whatever you gotta do, alright? You have to grind it. That's the only way you're gonna learn a map. So there are two types of cover. The first type is hard cover. Most of these are placed near or around a choke point, which is lane, for instance. You could be back here if you're getting pushed from the enemy from the outside near Stump. If you have a teammate up in the left doorway who's holding down this area and is doing his job correctly, so not letting anybody get in here and trying to take as much area controlled, you could always stand right here, and this is a perfect place to play. You could have a sniper, maybe if you're really good with just any primary, you can gun down that area, you can control the zone, you can lock off this area of the map for the enemy. And another thing you can do on choke points with hard cover is emote around it. This has been used for such a long time, and I see a lot of people who, well, some do it, but not enough people do it. I know there's a couple emotes where they just keep on going, and this one eventually ends, but you want something that gives you enough time to peek around the corner, know exactly where the enemy is, and then you can play off of it. The next type of cover is soft cover. So let's suppose that there's an enemy at the end of lane right there, okay? You want to push him, correct? You see that your team is controlling a certain area of the map and you feel like you can actually obtain that kill without getting killed. Remember, your objective is playing your life. You're never going to die in any video game, right? So what you can do is slide into bits of pillars, any small cover that protects your body temporarily. Short cover is not meant to shield you for a long time, because if there's anybody, let's say a guy from left side dies, if anybody just peeks right side of this stump, you're dead. You could push right on the inside of here, but then remember, the guy who's waiting for you right there is going to kill you, so you have to move fast. So an example of this is you peek the guy, know where he's at, you slide from cover to cover to cover, and then you can eventually close the gap. Right? That's the safest way to move. Let's say if you're shotgunning, if you have a fast fire rate fusion rifle. Most of the times if you have a slow fire rate fusion rifle, you're going to kind of bait people, which is perfectly fine. And everybody has their own play style. So that's if you want to be more aggressive. Now, if you want to be more passive, maybe play as an objective scout player. Let's say you have a sniper rifle. You see where your enemy is. Now you could place the reticle exactly where it has to be, right? Pretend this is a sniper. A great strategy, if you have good enough aim. Remember, you still know where they're at, so you not only have peeker's advantage, but you have the reticle that should be on their head. You can scope, and then boom, shot. Or you can step it up a notch, and when you're peeking, crouch, and then you can hit their head. Crouch shotting, phenomenal. It sometimes does not work in long ranges, it's more of a close range tool, but it still not only shrinks your hitbox, but it just throws off your enemy in general. So now that we're talking about cover, it's great that you know how to use it. How do you get an enemy that's in cover that's trying to fight you out of it? Because it is the most frustrating thing to have an enemy stand right behind cover and he's just annoying. He's just shooting you once. He's not even trying to get the kill. He's waiting for his teammates. He's telling them exactly where you are. They're going to come and help him soon, right? You want to get that guy out. You don't want him in there anymore. So let's say he's still back there. A great way, which is my personal favorite, if you were to have ability up, a grenade up, is you're going to throw smoke down a foxhole, right? You throw the grenade on their left side. He has to go out or he gets pushed by the grenade, and then you kill him. One of two things can happen. He either runs, takes the bait, and then you can gun him down, or he takes the damage of the nade and you barely have to worry about aim, right? Your main concern is taking down the enemy. So you can even play it far. Like, let's say you have a shotgun, but he took the full 120 damage. If he has a shotgun and he's trying to push you, or he's just trying to take the damage so that he could bait you to take a shotgun in, play space. You do as much damage as he has to do in order to kill you. Radar is probably the most priceless thing next to map knowledge. You're going to need to know where you're at before you can look at a radar, correct? And the radar only tells you where an enemy is. So the closer you get to an enemy, the more your radar is going to light up, the deeper it's going to be. The closer you get, it's going to be more red. So if an enemy notices me, right, and he wants to play as passive as possible, he's just going to be sitting around that corner with a shotgun. And that's something I never recommend to push. If they're waiting around a corner with a shotgun, unless you know or it's just imperative that you need to get that kill, do not push it. Find another angle, find another route to kill that enemy. So, as I was saying earlier, the bait is simply this. You run up, make them notice on their radar that you are there, push out. If they push you because they feel they're pressured, you have a distance that they thought that first it was a short encounter engagement, which is now a mid engagement because you put space between him and you. You can gun him down, or if he's pushing you, he takes the first shot. Now he has to wait until that second shot comes. Even if it's a fast fire rate shotgun, that area, that distance will take maybe 120 health from you. You'll be perfectly okay. Baiting radars is honestly the name of the game once you get to certain, I would say, skill levels. A great way to get somebody out of cover that's probably like holding this corner, right? So let's say somebody is sitting right here, right? They know you're around this corner to the right. So they're like, wow, okay, I'm in cover, I'm perfectly fine. If I can slide around this corner, I can get the kill. But the good thing about Destiny 2 is that vertical radar does not exist anymore. It only existed in D1, and they removed that, and so now people, especially hunters, if you're a hunter, you can do this very well, because they'll hear the jump, but it's not as noticeable as a Titan or a Warlock where it's sustained sound like this. You can still hear the motion going on. Regardless, what's going to happen is that guy's going to push the corner. He's going to be looking straight for that angle, right? He's not going to be looking up, right up there. All you got to do is float up. He's going to go right underneath you. You now have the advantage. He has no idea where you are at. You can do whatever you please with him. And you can do that on any doorways ever. Even if there's a ceiling to the doorway. He could be pushing you from right here. You just wait, hear his footsteps, jump over it. He's going to be pushing right over there, and then you can do whatever you want. Right? As long as your shots, you play the area. The positioning is key. Sometimes, and I wouldn't say most cases, but a lot of the time, if you have better positioning than your opponent, regardless of aim, you will win. No, I've seen rarely a few people where I have jumped over them, slid around the corner, and then I've turned fast enough, or he's turned fast enough, and just destroys me. Not a lot of people run high sensitivity on Destiny on console. Maybe on PC this might work, but I've played a little bit of PC, and still, you have trouble with it. Positioning. It's a baby. Alright. Next, we're going to be talking about something that might piss you off just a little bit, but just stay with me a little bit, okay? I know a lot of us, maybe not you, you might be a diamond in the rough, but at least personally, I have complained about my teammates. And a lot of people do complain about teammates. And if you're in a 6-stack fire team, or you're in a 3-stack fire team, and you're working with them, and you're cool, and you're good, you're getting everything done, that's good. That's amazing. But when with randoms, you're gonna have to kind of, and excuse my language, be their bitch, right? In order for them to work with you, if they're not working with you, if they're making it their goal just to go in there, try to frag, try to do whatever they want, don't let them do that, right? Stick with them, play off of them. You don't need to be right next to their butt. Trust me, that is not what I'm telling you to do. But let's say we have old Charlie, right? It's our little guy right here. I'll put a picture of him right here. Bop. Right? He's rushing down lane, and I see this guy about to laser his ass. I'm like, no. We're gonna gun him down. Okay? We've given him the option now to at least try to get a kill with the safety that his left is now covered. You want to protect your teammates at all costs. Don't ever be selfish in the Crucible. Unless you're playing with a 6-stack and you previously have established that you're going to be a fragger and you're going to have a fragger role. As long as you can keep yourself alive and you can play your life and not be an idiot, good to go. Because there's a difference between being hyper-aggressive and living and being hyper-aggressive and dying. You can stay and just get a 1-for-1 trade. That's no problem. I mean, good for you. You killed an enemy, but you're also dead. That's going to give you that great 1.0 that you're looking. But if you're going to be hyper-aggressive and you know when to pull back and let your teammates engage the enemies that are pushing you, again, a bait strategy. So you can go in there, bait the entire team's radar, maybe get a kill, push back, and then they're all trying to run after you, and your team is just going to wipe the floor with them. Number one, don't be afraid to reach out to the community. I just want to let you know this. Trust me, there are some toxic assholes in the Destiny 2 community. Do not get me wrong. But a lot of us, we just want to help. And a lot of us are very, very nice. So if you ever are playing alone, and I never understood this from Bungie, he's like, oh, some people just don't have friends, they just want to play solo, da 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 da. Number one, if you want to play solo by yourself, that's fine. But if you're actually trying to find somebody to play with, reach out to anybody. We're all nice people, we're all humans. We're not just some little shithead behind a controller or keyboard. Like, ha! I fucked you! Ha! Like, no. I think some of us have hearts. I don't know too much about it. But that's the video, guys. I hope I hope I gave you some tips that you never knew before, or maybe kind of like polished up what you already knew before. This is definitely not it. This is the first video of few, and next video, do you want to see background, or do you just want to see kind of like a map, like tour, I guess I would call this, of Bannerfall? I can do any other maps. Any requests that you want, I could just show, boom, map review this, boom, map review that, or I can do a video. Let's say my next one should be something like, the next thing is the one I was talking about earlier. It's the 3 roles: the fragger, the flanker, and the anchor. They all rhyme, so it's true. It has to be true. So these will be put down in their own little videos, and I'll be talking about them. I'll probably have some gameplay. I'll try to demonstrate what exactly it is. I'll put like small snippets, probably go on a different map, anything that I can do to help. And future videos could include how to play a certain game type, whether it be Clash, Control, Rumble, any objective type game modes, anything that can get the edge. Because at the end of the day, all you want to do is win, right? That's what I want to do. That's all I have for you, students. You are dismissed. Have a great one. Bye-bye.